Steve the Tool Man with you again. So with my hi-fi, I got curious about isolation. Everybody was talking about isolating their different components. So I'll show you what I ended up doing. I ended up buying isopucks. It was the more reasonable of all their isoacoustics products. I'm not a big buck guy, so I mean these were $60 for two, so four would run you 120, and I ended up getting eight, so that's $240, which it wasn't terrible. This is the Isopuck, the cheapest version you can get, and as you see up in the left-hand corner, there's the squash ball, and then you have a suction cup on the top and the bottom, and that's what it looks like taken apart. I didn't take it apart. Somebody on the internet took it apart. And there it is again, the three pieces hooked together. You see the squash ball in the middle, and that's basically the isolation piece, and the puck on the top and the puck on the bottom. So in my journey with the isopucks, and it's like it's an experiment because initially I put the isopucks directly on my amplifier and my DAC and my node. Okay, so the pucks sucked the life out of the node. I had to take them off. And the DAC, the pucks did not help my DAC at all in sound. Um, so what I ended up doing was I got Jay Yagi recommended these butcher blocks. So I went to a place on the net and I ordered custom butcher blocks. I got one was 1 inch thick, one was 3/4 inch thick, and I just ordered another one for my node. Um, and underneath um, uh, my AudioQuest 1200, I put sorbothane pucks. So I put sorbothane under my anything with power. Um, my AudioQuest 1200 Niagara and my Teddy Pardo linear power supply. I put sorbothane pucks, and they seemed to isolate it, and they didn't have any effect on the sound quality. But like I said, I tried sorbothane under my Blue Sound node, and that sucked the life out of it. Um, so I ended up putting isopucks, these isopuck, the eight I bought. I put four under my amp and four under my DAC. Now my amp weighs 45 pounds, my DAC weighs 33 pounds, and one fellow on the internet said to stay between 40 and 60% of the weight that these things will hold. Each puck will hold 20 pounds, so four will hold 80 pounds. So I was right in that range, 40 and 60% of the puck weight, and it really does sound good with the pucks and then the cutting boards. It does sound very good. I like it. And this is what I ended up with right here. I ended up with the cutting boards and the pucks underneath the cutting boards right there underneath my DAC. And then I put sorbothane, I don't know if you can see it, underneath the Audio Quest and the Teddy Pardo. I put sorbothane, little sour sorbothane pucks. And then this DAC, I mean, excuse me, this node, I've got a cutting board coming in, and I'm going to put a couple feet underneath that one too. But it definitely, my system is very tight now. My bass is tight. Everything is very tight. And then, of course, I filled these babies up with sand. And I've got the isopucks under the speakers too, which really help the bass and keeping everything tight. So that was my journey this week. That was it was an experiment. I had to move everything in and out and in and out, but and it sounds very good. Anyways, so Steve the Toolman, that's my thoughts on that. You kind of have to experiment with these things. I mean, I had them in and out and listening, and so you got to decide like what sounds best for you. But I found that the cutting board with the feet underneath it was my best sound so far at isolating my amp and my DAC. See you later.